Events in Rexton, New Brunswick have once again put us in the national eye due to our dysfunction. I'm Dennis Atchison. Social media is filled up quickly. There were images of law enforcement vehicles burning, an image of a First Nations person kneeling in front of a wall of RCMP holding up a feather, and the image of a masked man in front of burning vehicles. How can you go from protest in the form of holding up a feather to protest in the form of burning cars and holding up a fist while masked? The two images do not go together very well. They send very different signals. On Facebook, the discussion took a twist. Supporters of the protesters started saying that the masked man was actually a police informant and the one who set the fires. If true, that would mean authority was given to burn 6 cars in order to escalate the protest and the actions which, of course, would follow. Think about this. During the G20 summit in Toronto not that long ago, similar events occurred. A police car was set on fire, front page news, protesters arrested, claims the car fire was set by the police. Well, the G20 summit was a $1 billion event with the world's lens on Canada. 1 police car was burned. Rexton, New Brunswick is about a speck on the map by comparison, with no world or even Canadian attention. And the RCMP burned 6 of their own vehicles to move some 40 to 60 people off the road. No sides taken here except for wanting to know the truth. But clearly a shift in the protest has now occurred. The dominant theme is now focused on First Nations history and issues, with the protest to stop shale gas development given little mention. 2 things come to mind. The protest involved many others and First Nations, and as such, the focus should get back to shale gas exploration, as it is not a First Nations issue, but an environmental issue, and Mother Earth is the responsibility of all of us. But even more basic than recognizing all cultures are part of this protest is the question of the need for the development of shale gas in the first place. As the United States has a glut, increased domestic production, and have dropped their need for imports. The new American energy reality puts a lot of energy exporting countries in a tight spot, none more than Canada. And this is a quote from a newspaper story. Canadian gas and oil exports to the United States will never stop, but they're likely to fall substantially. Natural gas imports, mainly from Canada, have fallen even faster because of the US gas bubble. And there's some stats that would talk about since 2005, oil has dropped 17%. Imports of oil have dropped 17%, and gas has dropped even more. So 17% over 12 years drop. So maybe a better question would be, why are we even considering developing shale gas? We are years behind the United States in development and distribution. Our province is in need of a better conversation of who we are, where we're going, and how we're going to get there. It may be that it's time for a new narrative to emerge from our hearts, because we're all connected. Maybe this quote will help guide us. Be good, have fun, love each other.